M3GAN is the newest horror film from the infamous production company Blumhouse. It tells the story of Katie, a young girl who loses her parents in an accident and now has to live with her aunt Gemma. Gemma is a product designer for a huge toy manufacturer, and in her spare time builds a doll named M3GAN. M3GAN is an android doll built to help keep Katie company, teach her lessons, and protect her from harm. However, things go a little too far when M3GAN starts hurting people in the name of protecting Katie. You've probably seen the trailer for this movie because it went like super viral after it came out, solely because of how ridiculous it is, and that's exactly what this movie is. Ridiculous. Going into this movie, I was expecting it to not be good, at least maybe have a little bit of entertainment value, but I'm gonna be honest and say that I had a blast with this movie. M3GAN is so over the top. It doesn't take itself seriously at all, and you can tell everyone had a great time making this movie. There are multiple scenes in this movie that got audible laughs out of my wife and I. Scenes where M3GAN is just there, I guess. I don't know. Her presence itself in the movie is kind of funny. The dead eyes and the doll face just kind of make things like uncomfortable and silly. There's a scene where she sings to Katie to kind of console her, and it comes out of nowhere, and the song she sings is an interesting choice, but it had my wife and I rolling in the theater. The movie itself was super fun, but was it a good movie? Kind of. There's a lot of interesting themes explored in this movie. Themes like how children process death, how kids can become so attached to technology that they lose touch with reality, and even themes of like grief and how we all deal with it differently. This movie has a lot more to say than what's on the surface. Now, are there already movies out there that deal with these themes? Yes, of course. Are any of them as fun as M3GAN? Probably not. You can choose to sit and watch this movie the same way you would any killer doll movie, have some laughs, see some kills, and leave being properly entertained. But if you wanted to dig a little deeper, M3GAN gives you the opportunity to do that. A lot of people are going to write this movie off because it's a horror movie that came out in January, and January horror movies are notoriously bad, which is part of the reason why I went in expecting garbage, but I was genuinely surprised by how much thought and love and passion was put into this movie. If you're someone who just wants to go see a silly horror movie with your friends, M3GAN is the perfect choice for you. But even if you're someone who is looking for something a little bit more, M3GAN might also have that for you as well. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's like elevated horror, of course it's not, but it does have more to offer than what you would think. And I could sit here and give you 1,000 reasons why you should go see this movie, which you should, by the way, but I do want to give a few of my complaints. As fun and goofy as this movie is, there's still a lot of things that I think it could have improved on. One thing being that I wish it was way more violent. I'll admit that the kills in the movie are violent in nature, but most of the time the camera cuts away and you just kind of have to imagine what happened. But reading up on this movie, I did read that it was originally going to be a lot more violent with more kills and was going to have an R rating. But after the trailer went viral on like TikTok and a bunch of teenagers were sending it to each other, they decided to recut it and make it PG-13, which I completely understand. You want to make money off of this movie, you kind of have to do what you got to do. But I do hope that this means that we'll get some sort of unrated cut whenever the Blu-ray comes out. I'll also say that there's a lot of decisions that some characters make, specifically Gemma, that I think are so dumb. Decisions like taking this super expensive, super secret android doll out in public and using her grieving niece to get her boss to want to mass produce M3GAN dolls. Also, decisions like continuing to build on an AI program that you know nothing about and have not done any research or testing with, and then letting that AI program be around your niece. Just different little decisions like that. There's also this part in the movie where they made it seem like we jumped ahead in time and M3GANs were probably mass produced and it was going to be like in every house, and then there was going to be this M3GAN uprising. It's a very quick like little thing that makes you think that, and then immediately that's shot down. But I kind of wish they went with that idea because that would have taken the movie for a turn that I was not expecting. There's also just some typical like writing and pacing issues that I have, but that kind of comes with the territory. Like, out of all the things that this movie could have done bad, I'm okay with pacing being the bad thing. I mean, it's a movie about a killer doll. What M3GAN is probably the best killer doll movie we'll probably ever see in our lives. With all that being said, I genuinely give M3GAN a 3 out of 5, which is way more than I was expecting, but I actually ended up having a blast with this movie. I really loved it. I don't know if I'll watch it again. If I do, it'll be to like watch it with friends to just have a laugh, I guess. But yeah, if you've seen M3GAN, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. you know? My name is Cody Metcalf. Thank you for watching.